Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. Really appreciating you taking time to check out this episode. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. So thank you in advance. Now today's episode, is important for a couple of different reasons. One, because I really enjoyed this show growing up, and this game has no reason being as good as it is. But I'll tell you the other parts in just a second. So let me introduce the game. This is Beavis and Butthead for the SNES. Now I know some of you are thinking like, Beavis and Butthead, what is Beavis and Butthead? I'm glad you asked. It was a show in the 90s as an MTV, as it was popping off and actually showing music videos. Part of the show was them critiquing music videos, and then the other part of the show was them going on these dumb adventures, right? With the names, characters basically named from the show, Beavis and Butthead. And this led to stuff like King of the Hill, which is one of my favorite cartoons. But anyway, back to this game. So they had a game come out on Super Nintendo, right? And I wanted this game because when I was like 5, I broke my arm, and due to certain medical insurance or the lack thereof, I spent a long time basically bedridden. And I watched a lot of Beavis and Butthead. I mean, a lot of it, right? It became like one of the things I looked forward to each day. So I was already a huge fan. Now you add a game where this could have went really bad. There's no reason to have a licensed product game like this turn out to be good, but that does happen from time to time. And this was like one of the first times I remember it taking place. So, it's a co-op game, right? You know how I feel about those. And then it's just a really good like adventure game. Like, it's like, you go from level to level. It's only a few levels, which was kind of disappointing, but they're all like locations you would know from the show. So you go to school, you go to the mall, you go to the hospital, you go through the neighborhood, and like, there's a bunch of like mini games that go within the game. Like there's a little fighting game that's in here. There is like bonus areas that you can do. You can go couch fishing after each level to replenish your life. You got different weapons. And this is a simultaneous co-op game. So I'm 100% on board for it. And I remember like me and my cousin playing this game, like really going hard to beat it. And it's not an easy game. It's not a hard game, but it's one of those games that you got to kind of get into the groove of, and it requires a certain level of cooperative effort. So, trying to make sure that not only do you avoid getting hit, that you keep your boy out of danger, because, you're sharing one life bar. And there are some things on here that are like one hit kills, or some things that do crazy amounts of damage, and you gotta be ready for it. But it's really fun. When you coordinating, like one person is driving the cart, or one person is on top of the other person's head, and one person is doing the movements, the other person is doing the attacking. Like, this game was really innovative in that regard, and especially from the thing it was based on, I didn't expect it. So it ended up being like one of my favorite games back as a kid, and my mom would definitely look at this game and kind of scoff at it, because she was not a fan of some of the things that Beavis and Butthead were saying and doing on these episodes. So she was already not on board. But you get cameos from all the people from the show. So you see like Stewart and Daria and the guy who eventually looks like the basis of Hank Hill. And so if you watch the show, not only was it cool to see all of that, but again, a very solid game. And it does actually have a password system that is kind of like easy, but also very dumb. So it's like yes and huns and ums and everything. But again, all based on the show. But I really enjoyed this game, and it took me a while to get some footage for this game because, needed a physical copy, and I hadn't had a physical copy in a long time, and certain other avenues weren't working correctly, but we were able to get that done. And I know you may not be as excited to talk about Beavis and Butthead, but I definitely am, especially the old stuff. So like I go on Paramount Plus right now and go watch some of the old episodes and feel a little nostalgic, and I think about playing this game with my cousin, staying up way past our bedtime, trying to beat it. So if you know about this game, I would definitely love to hear your thoughts on it, and any memories you have associated with the series and or the game, but hopefully the game, but if nothing else, just the series. Either way, I appreciate you letting me reminisce with you. Y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. Peace.